This is Mike Birbiglia, and you are watching Comedy Matters TV. And it does. It really does.
Hey, so this is Jeffrey Gurian for Comedy Matters TV, backstage at the comic strip with Mike Birbiglia. How are you, Mike?
I'm good, Jeffrey. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. It's always great to see you.
You too. It's hectic back here tonight, right?
It's crazy here.
It's cramped.
Crazy. Well, people heard you were coming. Oh, well, this room.
Yeah.
Yeah, the backstage at the strip is like...
It's legendary.
It's
legendarily small, also, in addition to being legendary.
As is the office up front. You know, that office used to be the coat room.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I've watched many a video with Richie and Lucian there.
Exactly. That's where we did all our. That's where we do all our meetings, in that tiny room. People are astonished that we can get so many people. One night we had Ray Romano in there and about 4 or 5 other guys, and I had to take pictures of it because nobody would believe that many people got into that room. It was crazy. So what are you doing here tonight? You're preparing something special, obviously.
I'm actually cramming. These are my notes. I did a one-man show a few years ago called Sleepwalk with Me, and I wrote a screenplay adaptation that has many actors, and we shot it, and we're pretty much done with it, actually. We're finishing editing it, and I thought, why not in the credits have something where I'm actually doing a little bit of the show in the credits? And so I asked JR and Richie if I could do it here, and they said sure, so here I am.
That is awesome.
What I'm trying to do right now is memorize the lines of the show because I've forgotten.
It's been 3 years. It's been 3 years. I remember I was at the opening at the Bleecker Street Theater, right?
That's right.
And it was
3 years ago, 2008.
You do what most comics only dream of, having a one-man show, and you've done another one since, My Girlfriend's Boyfriend. But I mean, it's really most comics' dream to be able to do that. Were you always a storyteller? Did you used to do regular stand-up at first?
Well, I started off doing jokes, and then at a certain point, I started telling stories on stage, and I thought that it would go terribly, and it went pretty well, and so I kind of ran with that and developed these shows, and sort of that's what I've been doing the last few years. And this movie's the first. I directed the movie. I'm starring in the movie. I've never done that before, so I'm excited.
That's awesome, and it's going to be in Sundance, right?
It's in Sundance, yeah, in January 2012.
All right, well,
we're
going to watch you, and then I'm going to talk to you again after. I know you want to study now. I appreciate you taking the time.
I'm going to forget everything.
No, you're not. You're going to kill, man.
I'll try my best. I'll try. Nice to see you, Jeffrey. I'll see you afterwards.
Thanks. Okay,
Thanks.
Cool.
I know you. I'm going to tell you a story tonight, and it's true. And I always have to tell people that, because inevitably someone will come up to me after the show and they'll be like, is that true? And I'll be like, yeah. And they'll be like, what's it? I don't know how to respond to that. Like, I guess I could say it louder, you know? It's true. It's a crazy story. And it's one of those very rare moments in your life where, in retrospect, you're like, "What the hell?" At the time, you're like, "I guess I'll continue living." It's like if you went to the dentist and he asked you to take your pants off, and you're like, "He's got a degree. I'm gonna make a note of this. This seems strange."
It's after Mike's performance at the comic strip, which was phenomenal, by the way. Absolutely.
Oh, hey, Richie Tinkin.
Wasn't that funny, Rich?
Oh, it was great.
It was great, right? We sat there, we were the two.
Mike started here a long time ago, God bless him. He didn't forget us. That's what's great.
Isn't that nice when someone comes back?
Thanks again.
Good to see you,
That's because the comic strip treats people well, right?
That's true. This is where I started. This is the first club that passed me. Richie and Lucian took care of me, yeah. These guys are the best.
I guess we picked the right guy.
See, isn't that great? Because there's so many people. A lot of people don't remember where they started.
We're still the only club that showcases people and let them get up and work their trade and stuff.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Yeah, exactly. Because most people will not give somebody 2 hours on a night, and so they love you, obviously, and and it works both ways. Because he could have picked any club, so he came back to the strip. That's great.
And it's Monday.
And it's Monday, yes. It's a Monday night. It's a Monday night.
I'll see you, Richie.
See you tomorrow, Rich. So, but what's interesting to me about your delivery, I mean, every comic dreams to have an identity on stage, a persona, a comic persona. Mm-hmm. When did you develop the persona that you have on stage now?
Well, I'll tell you, when I was here starting out, Lucian and Richie, who ran the club, and told me to do whatever I wanted on stage, and that's hard to come by.
No, it's
And and so I was able to experiment a lot, and
but you have, how can I put it? What's different about your persona on stage is you have such an innocent, almost a childlike quality, and I mean that in the best way. It's so endearing. It's so endearing to people.
Thanks.
They feel for you. The audience loves you.
Thanks.
But it seems to me like that had to be developed. You didn't just start out that way, did you?
No, like I said, when I came here, early on in my career, I feel like I had a conception of I'm trying to be this, or I'm trying to be this. Like, you model yourself after the people who you look up to, Mitch Hedberg, or Brian Regan, or the people who you admire. And then at a certain point, you just try to figure out what yourself is, and I was able to do that here.
There was a little bit of Woody Allen in there too. Was he an influence at all?
Of course, yeah. Of course.
And Woody influenced so many people. He influenced me a lot.
Woody influenced everyone who walks down the street right now.
Absolutely.
Not just comics.
Absolutely. But storytelling is such an art.
Yeah.
It's magic to watch it happen, because it just flows so naturally, and it's interesting to me as a writer and as a performer also to actually see somebody do it. You make it look easy. How long do you work on something like this, like a show like this?
Well, this show, Sleepwalk With Me, as a one-man show, I worked on for about 4 or 5 years. And then it ran at the Bleecker Street Theater for about 8 months, and now it's a film. So it's kind of it's been a long process. All told, this story I've been telling 7 years.
How often do you rewrite stuff? Do you change things?
Constantly, yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah.
When I saw you at the South Beach Comedy Festival, were you doing My Girlfriend's Boyfriend, or were you doing Sleepwalk With Me? Do you remember? That was last year in South Beach.
I don't remember which show I was doing. I did My Girlfriend's Boyfriend probably because I was doing that last year, and then I did this in 2008. So.
All right, well, it was great to see you.